Nine, right, was started in the early 20th century to uplift and educate black communities, right? It wasn't meant to be this thing where you had to walk around like those colors meant you were in the game. We ain't crippin', right? This ain't Bloods, right? It shouldn't be necessarily this physical initiation to it. I pledged in '01, right, at New Iota, and they called us the White House because there was a different level of intensity that went into the way we party, to the way we live, to the way we pledge, right? Like if you was gonna scroll, you weren't gonna skate, and I got that. Of my line, bro, I was probably the person that needed or even wanted to be a noob the least. I didn't need friends. I didn't need popularity. I didn't need to be seen. I was a junior. I had all that. You know what I'm saying? And there were cats, man, when I walked in on the first night, who that's all they had talked to me about since they had been at college. They just couldn't take it, right? I'm not a Kappa now because I wanted it the most. I'm a Kappa because I can learn under adversity. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Kappa because I'm tough as shit, right? And I made a decision the night I walked in, and the first time somebody put hands on me, it wasn't but two ways I was leaving. I was leaving as a Kappa of beating your ass. That's not what it's supposed to be. Right, we're not trying to show people that we could be the toughest humans in the world. We're trying to be the smartest. We're trying to be the closest. We're trying to be the ones that sow back into the community, because that's the reason the Divine Nine was created, because we couldn't be a part of these other Greek fraternities. Because those fraternities and sororities were white, so we had to build our own thing to uplift each other. But that's not what brotherhood is, bro. I remember when I got off of the wall, right? I damn near ain't won't mess with none of them. It was the 6 people that were with me, and that was it, because all I could remember was how you treated me. Right? When people came from Alpha Sig, all I could remember was how you treated me. It's still dudes to this day I don't F with because of that. Right? Because I know that my thinking is, what you're doing to me, I've been here for 3 years already. You never do this to me in the club. Right? You never do this to me outside the dorm, because you know what happened. Now you're taking advantage of me. You shouldn't feel like you're being. And this man lost his life. Right? A 20-year-old kid with promise, right? A 20-year-old kid that was smart, a 20-year-old kid that was educated, that just wanted to be a part of your brotherhood, is now no longer here, and a 23-year-old and a 25-year-old and a 28-year-old black man can lose part of their lives too over something silly, because y'all ain't no fucking killers.
But you wearing your letters.
But they are killers.
Right? That wasn't your intention. But because your intention wasn't to embrace, because your intention wasn't to love, because your intention wasn't to just educate and bring a young man closer, now he's no longer here. Now his family got to deal with that. Now your family got to deal with that. 2 other young brothers' families got to deal with that. And I don't know what the answer is, because it's not just about the Divine Nine. It's not just about the black Greek fraternities and sororities. It's about all of them. Okay. There's a process that goes into whatever this brotherhood or this sisterhood is that has nothing to do with brotherhood or sisterhood. Trust me, I get it. When you go through a certain thing to be a part of something, you want everybody else that's a part of that thing to go through it the same way you went through it, because that makes it special. But it don't make you brothers. It don't make you sisters. And now, like period point blank, whether it's your intention or not, you're a fucking killer. It's either they got to make a decision that
So much to unpack right now.
involved in hazing, the ramifications and consequences when it comes to your education, the ability to be a part of these organizations is so steep and so tough and so harsh that it never happens again, or do away with the shit altogether. Because I've been a Kappa now for 24 years, and I love my brothers. But I promise you, it's not worth your fucking life.
Okay.
Okay.
The Divine Nine.
So, first of all, so before we get into this, I want to just give a shout out to the Pivot podcast. I actually love the Pivot podcast. They talk about a lot of. They're, first of all, they're not a one trick pony over there. They actually go deep.
Shout out to them. Yeah.
When they go deep with whatever subject matter they go deep with. I love the co-hosts and everything, and as someone being a part of the Divine Nine, I see a lot of myself in Ryan Clark, the gentleman who was just speaking about Caleb Wilson and about his death. But I also want to dissect a few things that he said because it came off contradictory, very much so. So I want to just talk about a few things my good brother said. Okay, so he said he was initiated into Kappa Alpha Psi in the fall or maybe spring of 2001. Okay, he said he was a junior at the time he got the call to become a Kappa. Okay, so he said being a junior, he had already been at the school for 3 years. He said out of all of his line brothers, he was the least interested in becoming a member. Okay, so he said he needed it the least. So my thing is, if you needed it the least, what made you want to be a part of the organization? And I'll tell you flat out what made me want to be a part of the organization. So I'm gonna take this all the way back to me being in high school. So in high school, first of all, I'm about to really go a little deep. So this is crazy. So elementary school, my brother and I grew up like as a lot of people do. You grow up with your friends being in elementary school. Y'all do kindergarten together. Basically, y'all do school together. Okay, so I have friends from my neighborhood who I went to school with from kindergarten to fifth grade. At the time, my mother did not want my brother and I attending the junior high school that all of my friends would be attending because she felt like she wanted us to get a better education. So she sent us to Catholic school where my dad was teaching at the time. So I felt a ways about it because it's like, I get what you're saying on the educational piece. However, I'm leaving my friends behind, and here I have to go somewhere else and form new friends. Okay, so I end up going to the school where my dad was at for 3 years, my brother and I. So I, first of all, did not really become close to the new classmates that we were making. I was friendly, not so much really close to people because their bonds had already been formed from kindergarten. So here it is, I'm getting comfortable with these people. Now, mind you, when you're in Catholic school and you're in Catholic elementary school, the classroom sizes, they don't top 30 students. Now, when you go to a traditional junior high, you mixed in, it's 5, 6, 700 of y'all. Okay, so classrooms, you're learning how to change classes. You're in larger settings with people. You're intermingling, doing all this, all that. I was still in the elementary school type of setting. So high school, guess what? The city where I went to high school at, mom is like, oh, well, hey, you got this education here from this good Catholic school. Now I'm about to put you back out there to the city that you grew up in. You're going back to these people that you were friends with. Now, hold on. I done missed 3 years out of my friends' lives, integral years, going through junior high, puberty, this, that, the time where you would really start making friends with people, meeting other people from the different schools because you guys are all at one junior high school. Then you push off to high school. So we get to high school. I am getting reacquainted with people that I was friends with back in elementary school. Those people they remembered who I was, but the friendship was no longer there because they had formed friendships with other people. I'm saying that to say, basically, me being a black sheep was tough for me in high school. Okay, I had people that would bully me, wanted to fight me all the time. So, how does this equate to really don't want to be a part, but I kind of want to be a part. So I wanted to be a part of the organization because I was already feeling like a black sheep. And I felt that I needed these 3 letters to, yeah, to solidify me as someone having like street cred, someone being worth knowing. giving me some type of clout, just making me feel a certain kind of way so I could get rid of this the black sheep that was on me.
I
I need
like
to
that
get rid
part
of the
that you
black sheep.
said that you being so transparent and honest because a
Yeah.
lot of people we know when we go to it's about the fraternity.
Yeah.
It's about that's the so called popular
Yes,
thing
you
to
want to
do,
be
the
on the
fraternities, the
inside.
sororities.
Yes, I
You
want
want to be out
tea.
in that yard. You want to
Yes.
do all that.
I want the letters. I want to stroll. I want when I walk on the campus. Oh, that's just not Nick News. That's Nick News the Delta. You know what I'm saying? Like I wanted what came with that. So it's like I wanted to wash off the stench of being a black sheep. Like I don't want that on me. So it's like I wanted the popularity. So in Ryan Clark's case, just by looking at this man, I don't really know who he is, but I'm gonna say he was probably already popular. So I feel like he probably did Kappa to help just give him that extra boost. He was already popular, but he just wanted that little extra boost. You know what I'm saying? He probably already had the ladies after him, but it's like, nigga, I'm gonna get more with these letters, this cane, and because we pretty, so pretty, I'm gonna get more. So I really don't need it. So that's why I pledged. So that's the answer. What I'm thinking, that was probably him. That's why he wanted to pledge. Cause it's like I'm already
I was
popular.
thinking that too.
Yeah, it's like I'm
'Cause
already
you could
popular,
tell
but
he
it's
was
just
popular,
yes.
But when he said
You can look at him and tell that he
I
holds
ain't
a certain
have to
type of
do it, but I'm gonna do it to boost my
yes, just
a
to
little bit more.
just to give me some
Yeah.
more. Like I already got the juice, but this I'm about to get all the draws. I'm gonna get your draws. I'm gonna get your friends' draws. I'm gonna get the yes,
Got the juice.
yes. I got the juice. So he said, I'm about to plug. Yes, I'm about to be the plug, for real, for real. So that's why he did it. Okay. So Ryan Clark also talked about learning under adversity. So that's funny that he would say learning under adversity because when you go online, you are facing adverse times. And I'm not talking about my experience, but this is what we're going to talk about because I had just Kyle watch Burning Sands. So we're going to talk about learning under adversity. So if you notice, when Zurich and his line brothers were online, they were learning under adversity. The adversity was each and every day their big brothers was gonna call them on some type of fuck shit. Oh, we need 30 sausage sandwiches, 30 hash browns, this, that. So they had to do that every day. And then throughout the day, oh, you're gonna get a call for something. Oh, y'all need to go to the store and get us some liquor, whatever. Now, mind you, as someone, first of all, you in college, you're broke. You might have a little you might have a little job on the side, but
Can I borrow?
yes, you ain't got no money, right? You don't have any money. Exactly. So Zurich, remember, was borrowing money from his girlfriend. Remember, they wanted some beer, and he had to ask girl, "Hey, babe, can I get $40? I'm gonna pay you back." Right. And so she reluctantly gave him the $40 so he could get the beer. But this is happening every day. The big brothers, big sisters call you every day, wanting food, wanting whatever. And you bet not show up and not have a shit. Cause you gonna get it. So those are things that he had to learn under adversity. Other things while you're online learning through adversity is that they give you these poems that's supposed to help feed into your psyche, and that's supposed to give you the strength, and I'm gonna say it again, the juice to get through the bullshit that you're going through. So they give you these poems that are supposed to help with adversity. So after you get off line and when you start facing the true meaning of adversity by being faced with real life situations, you can always fall back on them poems and stuff. So that's, to me, probably what Ryan was talking about, learning under adversity. He also talked about, go ahead.
Could we just? I'm sorry. I just want to really talk about, you know, how he got into the Divine Nine. How he was saying, oh, well, we couldn't back in the day. We couldn't get into the white fraternities. So that's where Divine Nine came.
Yeah.
But y'all doing some slave type mentality stuff.
Yeah. Beating the hell out of, yes. And so, okay, that's a good transition into when he was talking about you become tough as shit. Now, if you notice, Ryan has a bit of, I'm not going to say a bit, Ryan has a chip on his shoulder when he was speaking about some of the people, the men that made him. Okay? Meaning that even in his big grown ass age, he's been a member of Alpha Psi for 24 years, he said. And to this day, when he sees certain brothers, he ready to,
he don't associate. He
yeah,
ready to nuck and bucking.
He ready to nuck and buck. He does not want to be in their presence.
He only talks to 6 of his line brothers.
Yeah, he has the closest bond. I'm gonna get there in a minute.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm jumping.
No, you good. But he's saying he's tough as shit. Tough as shit meaning the people that made him and made him and his 6 other line brothers be tough as shit because of the things that they went through. Now, I don't know what they went through, but I'm going to tell you this. Watch Burning Sands on Netflix, and you will see the type of shit that they have gone through.
Because I heard a lot of
oh yeah, but Burning Sands gives really you a depiction, especially remember when they was drinking the water. That's what I'm saying. That's the type of shit that.
If you want to know Caleb's story?
Watch Burning Sands. If y'all want to know what Caleb Wilson went through, watch Burning Sands. The way that Square died. Anyway, so when he talked about tough as shit, the things that pledges experience, the hazing, the mind games, just the violence that they experience, it gives you PTSD in real time.
So what is the mentality? I need to break you down completely.
Oh yeah, yes. Now isn't that crazy?
I know what
I need to break you down to build you up.
So how is that acceptable? Like if we're supposed to be in a brotherhood or sisterhood, so I need to break you down to pieces completely to build you up.
Yeah, it's so crazy, and I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm speaking from like experience. You get to a point where you are so far gone and in the zone that you will do like Ryan said, hey, I'm leaving this set as a kappa or I'm beating your ass. So basically you get in that mind frame that shit, I'm already in it. So like Malcolm X said, by any motherfucking means necessary. And that's pretty much it. So I feel him 1000% on that, because it's like once you in it, once you going through it, it's like, yeah, it's like I'm not stopping. I'm not stopping. So whatever you hit me with, yes. But I'm gonna say this for the people that no. Some people, you know what? And I'm gonna say this. Some people have their come to Jesus moment where they say, enough is a goddamn enough. And I'm walking away, and I don't care, what you say. And the fact that these individuals may have been online when they did it and when they felt convicted and compelled to walk away. And so what I'm going to say is I'm not mad at any of those individuals. I will never disrespect any of those individuals. As a matter of fact, I applaud them for having the guts and having the strength to say, do I need to continue allowing myself to be disrespected and degraded? Is my self-decency and my self-respect, do I think that little of myself that I will allow you to continue whooping my ass every day? So I don't feel no type of way when people say something like, oh, well, she dropped line and he dropped line. Yeah.
If the process was different, I know I asked you on the previous video, but I'm going to rephrase the question. So if the process was different and, it was no harm to your life, would you still do it? If the process was different. I'm saying no beating, no all this. They did a totally different process. Mm-hmm. Would you still do it?
I'm going to say no.
Okay.
Because of the covenants that you are making. You're making covenants with Greek gods and goddesses.
Ooh,
the covenants. Yes, the covenants that and I'm speaking as someone who has been in a space where I'm watching denouncing videos, and I am seeing where women who were diehard women of Delta Sigma Theta, diehard women of Zeta Phi Beta, diehard women of Sigma Gamma Rho, diehard women of Alpha Kappa Alpha. They are coming forward and they are talking about why they denounced, and they are talking about the idolatry and the rituals, and they're talking about the covenants that are being made with these Greek mythical gods, and they just felt like yo, this is not not even that. When you think about,
but no,
when I'm saying when you when you look at, and they talk about, and they break it down, like I'm not gonna get all into all that, but they talk about everybody's shield. And everybody, you've seen Greek people in your life with their shield. They talk, they get so in depth about what everything on everybody's crest means. And if you sit and you watch it, it's
that's mythology. If you want to really go dive deep into that, the crest and all that, that's all.
It's witchcraft. It's a lot of just unsavory type of things if you are a follower of Christ. So it's just, I mean, it's crazy. For me, like I said, I'm just in this space now where I feel like I need to say something because I can identify with a Caleb Wilson. Me looking at Caleb, and I'm just thinking about, I can only imagine how he was just excited, like, yo, I'm about to be a part of a brotherhood that's larger than life. I'm about to make changes. I'm about to be da 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 da. And now this poor baby will never have a wife, will never have children, will never become an old man. You see what I'm saying? Like he'll just never get to experience life outside of
no good
killers,
beyond killers, piece of shit on the for you. Like, first of all, own up to your mess. You should have took him to the hospital right away. You did all that. Explain the situation. You watched him die.
Watched him die. See, that's for me.
You told them line brothers to take him there and drop him off, and left. See, this is the difference between Burning Sands. If y'all watch that, I ain't gonna.
Well, yeah, because old boy wanted, he wanted to.
He had a heart.
Yeah, paint a different narrative. He wanted to flip the script on. So
Zeke had heart.
Right.
He was just going.
So going back to Ryan, where he's talking about leaving as a capital, whooping your ass, meaning, hey, I done already paid my money. Listen here, I'm not defaulting.
Y'all don't know.
I'm not defaulting. I'm not defaulting. He said, listen, I done paid my initiation fees and shit.
And then you still have to pay.
And I'm not, listen, by any means necessary, I'm gonna whoop your ass. So then he talks about how he got off, well, he called it off the wall, but I'm gonna say he got offline, which means he was initiated, he crossed, he was freed. He was freed. So he talked about how he has hate and the vitriol for his big brothers, his prophytes, the people that made him. And so basically he only shows love and has a true bond with the people that he was online with. And I'm going to tell you this, again, defer to burning sands. So if you are being initiated into an organization, the people that you are being initiated with, those people are referred to as your line sisters, line brothers. Yeah. Okay, so that means trauma bonds. So that's why
everything together.
That's why Ryan has a love for the men that he was experiencing PTSD with, the other men that he was getting his ass beat with.
It's like a contradiction though, because now you're like, you're the big brother now, and it's like, oh well.
Well, we'll get into that. Okay. No, I'm gonna tell you the mentality of a new pledge is it's vindictive. It is vindictive. So it causes a trauma bond. Like I said, 9 times out of 10, the people yeah, and that's on a nice day.
That's a nice day.
So the people that you end up pledging with, what's so funny is that these are not individuals that you would probably befriend in real life. It just so happens that you all have a commonality, yes. And that means you want to join an organization and say, and they pick you, and they pick her, and they pick him, and they pick him, and they pick him, and they pick him, and they pick him. Well, shit, like I said, when you locked in and you done paid your money, and it's like, look, bitch, we about to get through this shit together. Like, yeah, so it forces PTSD, it forces a trauma bond because you are all experiencing the same shit at the same time. Again, I'm deferring to Burning Sands. Remember at the beginning of the movie when they're supposed to meet the big brothers at 6 a.m. in the park for just some fucking before classes started. They was doing the calisthenics. They was doing the planks. They doing the jumping jacks and the push-ups. One person fuck up, then hey, the person that they quote unquote want to break down the most, the person that they want to fuck with the most, which happened to be Zurich, they put him out there. So while the other brothers is doing jumping jacks, they running in place. He got to do X amount of push-ups. So if he drops, then guess what? Y'all got to still run. Y'all still got to run until he finishes. If they tell him, hey, you got to do 75 push-ups, he has, and if he stops at any time, guess what? He got to start again from number 1, and y'all got to continue running or doing whatever. And y'all saw how his one friend with the dude that had the locks fell into. He dropped down with him because he like, yo, I'm gonna do these push-ups with you. I'm gonna take some of your slack off. And so the other brother was like, kicked him in the ribs and the stomach. And then pretty much, then old dude, that he told him to get back in line, and old dude was like, man, fuck this. And he was just like, he just said,
I'm about to head on out.
Like he did that SpongeBob, I'm gonna head on out. He faded to black and he left. And so for people like that, I will never, ever, ever be mad at. 40-plus-year-old me will never be mad at. 20-plus-year-old me, probably it's like, you weak. Yeah. You weak. That, you shouldn't have did that. That's weak. No. 40-year-old me, and the more I think about all this shit, and I think about like real life and not quote unquote Greek life and all this other superficial shit, it ain't worth it. It's not worth it. And you look at all the people that have passed away by wanting to wear these letters so bad. Like I said, the young lady, I can't even remember the school she was at, talented basketball player, phenomenal athlete. But again, here's somebody that already was popular athlete. She had the clout, she had the notoriety, but she wanted to up the ante just a little bit. Hey, not only am I a baller, but guess what? I'm an AKA too. Yes. Yeah. So she wants to add on to help enhance who she is. So she wants to join Alpha Kappa Alpha. So she does it, and she allegedly experienced some type of sexual assault and just other things that messed with her psyche. And she took that shit to her big sisters, and they did not care. So the young lady, unfortunately, did not want to be here any longer. She unalived herself, and her parents were trying to call her because they hadn't heard from her. And they, just so happens they ended up getting into her room, and the young lady had unalived herself. And then, so what does AKA as a whole say when this happens? They don't take any type of stance. They may what thoughts and prayers. I mean, that's all y'all giving. But how long is a thought and a prayer? Like, this is supposed to be a sisterhood.
All
And then
the
I'm going,
organizations
right.
do that.
And then I'm going back to those two beautiful women, Kristen High and Miss Safar. I cannot remember her name. It was, can you look that up for me real quick?
Oh, wait.
SoCal, the two women back in 2002 that was pledging AKA at Southern California. It was Kristen High, and I know the other young lady's name was Safar. Before I go on, I just want to.
Kristen High?
Yes, it was Kristen High. And it was, I can't remember the other young lady's name. They were both pledging Alpha Kappa Alpha back in 2002. And
Is this, why is Google doing this? I'm not about to hit every boat on here just to Google something. Like, this is stupid.
why would they have you do that? Like, you're not a real
No.
person. Like, you can't, like, we can't verify who you are. I want to, like, I know her name is not Kanifa, but it's something. Kristen High and
Kristen High, AKA Die. Oh, wait, AKA Who Die.
it's with a K. It was Kristen, but it don't even
sorry,
matter.
I'm proper.
But just say, just SoCal. They passed away at SoCal. Anyway, these two young ladies wanted to not wanted to. They wanted to be members of Alpha Kappa Alpha So High. Yeah, that's it. Click on it. What is her? Kristen High and Kanitha Safir. Kanitha Safir and Kristen
they did that
High.
on the show. They went to the ocean, right?
Yes.
And the one girl could swim, but they both. I remember
the one young lady could swim.
You have to watch that show. It was very good. It's not just about the what is the name of that show? And I was talking about this last episode. They do a documentary on.
Yeah, the parents did a documentary. So both of these women wanted to be.
Yeah, you have to watch that.
Yeah, they wanted to be members of Alpha Kappa Alpha so bad that their big sisters took them to the ocean.
You have to keep walking. The tides was high. The one girl could swim. And she saw, like, when they took the blindfolds off when they went in the ocean, she saw that her line sister
was struggling.
I know how to swim. So she tried her best to get her, but the tides were so rough. She could not swoop in.
She couldn't get her get her Baywatch on to save her sister. Yeah, and then when they drown, so this is what's so crazy to me. Okay, so that happens, and then what do the big sisters do? The ones that should be protecting you and bringing you into the initiate. They did something. They took their cell phones and was deleting numbers. We don't know you. We didn't know who this is. No, she wasn't this. She wasn't that. No, she wasn't pledging. No, I wasn't there. So my thing is going back to Caleb. So Caleb and his line brothers were undergoing Hell Night, which is what I'm gonna say. They were undergoing Hell Night inside.
Oh, it's on A&E.
Houses of Horror.
Secrets of College Greek Life. Watch it.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So Caleb and his line brothers.
They talk about
they talk about it. They talk about them all. Cause like I said, the little white boys. As of recently, they hitting these little white boys with cars. So again, it's not just
A&E with that House of Horrors because they're really exposing.
Yeah,
they need to be exposed.
So with the white colleges and the young white man who died in Louisiana, which is now why the legal system is going after the members of Omega Psi Phi who killed Caleb. They're using this law by this white young man who was killed by his frat brothers because he wanted to be a part so bad that he got unalived. So anyway, they're doing all this stuff to Caleb, and this is the shit that is mind-boggling to me. This man is having I cannot. I'm talking about death, and you're taking selfies.
I'm sorry. That was a good picture.
Jesus, the vanity. So this man is having a whole ass medical emergency. Is dying, and y'all sitting there watching him die. And that's the thing. Again, divert to burning sands.
Yes.
As old boy was seizing, and this is probably how Caleb.
Yes.
This is probably how Caleb
That's
passed
why I got
away.
emotional on that movie, because I didn't see the movie.
Listen,
and Nick News told me to watch it.
I told him to watch it,
like,
so we could really, so we could have deep conversation
so when
about.
I watched it, all I saw was Caleb. I'm like, dang.
And they sitting there.
They yes. Boom, 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 boom. Kept punching him over and over and over. And then he falls to the ground and then seized out, foaming out the mouth. And
they're sitting there watching him die. And they become frozen for a second. Mouths open. Oh shit, okay. I don't know you. You don't know me. You better not say shit. I'ma fuck you up. Then, instead of y'all leadership, y'all don't call 911. Y'all don't administer anything. Y'all lock his line brothers in another room. Y'all decide to change. Didn't even have the decency or respect. Y'all changed this man's clothes. Y'all put him in the Dean of Pledges. First of all, you are the Dean of Pledges, meaning you hold a different type of superiority when it comes to you dealing with the pledges. You are one of the key people who should ensure that your pledges are safe, that they are being treated with decency and respect, because after you leave, you want them to continue carrying on the torch so they can usher in new brothers into this illustrious brotherhood. Y'all always talk about friendship is essential to the soul. So please explain to me, as this man's soul was leaving his body, what was essential to friendship? Because there was no friendship was being displayed.
We need to cover this up. That's what their main concern was.
Yeah, we need to cover this up. So, Dean of Pledges, they take your car and they take this man to the hospital, and then you lied to medical professionals about how this man passed away.
What did it say? It was on the basketball court?
Yeah, that he got hit while playing basketball and he collapsed and all stuff like that. So anyway, back to Ryan Clark saying that he hated his big brothers, and basically he will love his line brothers for life, understandably so, because they all experienced PTSD for however long they were pledging Kappa Alpha Psi. Okay?
Yeah.
So these are ramifications.
But my thing is, it's too much contradiction, because you sit up there with your letters and your sweater on, you tell them all this, but it's like you still defending your fraternity.
Yeah, and so, yeah, you're defending a fraternity, and then let's just say this, okay? This is what's crazy. This is when I say the mind. When I talk about how being in these organizations and going through the initiation process will fuck your mind up so bad. Like, you are so brainwashed. You're so brainwashed. Okay, this is a neo coming off the sand. So a neo is a new member, and this is why in some of the organizations they will not allow a neo line to initiate a new line in, okay? Because they're fresh off the sands, they're fresh off of pretty much getting their asses beat, and they are excited and they are salivating to take on the next pledge class, which means, guess what? Okay, so what they did to me, I'm gonna up the motherfucking ante. I'm gonna up the ante. And so they sit and they plot and they get excited. And it's like the excitement is so sick that you sitting up here and you like, oh hell yeah, come on, bring them out, bring these boys on, bring these girls on, cause she about to get what I
What?
got. She about to, he about to, da, 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 da,
I'm
da.
not. I'm
In
not
the
trying to
mind
justify nothing.
fuckery.
I'm not trying to justify it, but I can understand where the, you know, when you go through so much and you dealt with all that, it's like I'm about to give them. I'm really about to give it to. I'm
Okay.
not saying
No,
it's
no,
right.
no. I
It's
know you're not
a
saying it's
thousand
right,
percent
but
not right.
then the question needs to be asked: how does this promote sister and brotherhood? Now,
It doesn't.
okay. So as long as as long as you understand that,
There's
see, because
no sisterhood
yeah,
or brotherhood.
exactly, being displayed whatsoever. And so again,
What have you
Ryan
done for me
lately,
lately? In the
yes,
words
Janet.
of Janet.
So
I mean, I'm not trying to be funny or nothing, but have your sisters ever? Where have they been? What have they done for you lately?
not a damn thing.
Okay, that's all I'm
Never.
just
And I'm gonna
saying.
say that because
That's all. No,
I've
no, no. I
been
like your honesty, and I like your.
yeah.
I always appreciate that.
I've been a black sheep. I was a black sheep. I was the black sheep of the young ladies that I was pledging with. So I'm just gonna say that to say I was never I was a black sheep. That's all I'm gonna say.
But here's the
I'm not gonna
narrative.
die.
They
I'm not gonna
always
get
want to
into it.
make it seem like, oh, brotherhood, sisterhood. When you graduate, we're still gonna be there for you. No, it's tight. We're still gonna be there for you. Okay,
Yeah.
where you at?
Right. So that's what I'm saying. So Ryan in his big grown ass age can
Mm-hmm.
still see these grown ass men that probably fucked his life up, and he will probably always hold, which he does because he admitted it.
Mm-hmm.
He don't fuck with them. He said it's certain brothers he don't even fuck with because he cannot, because of what they did to
Yeah,
him.
he said
Yeah. So
he only
that's yeah.
he only
So he
talked
don't
to his
even
line brothers.
yeah.
His
That's
6 line brothers.
that's pretty
That's it.
much the people that he deals with when it comes to, well, I'm gonna say his home chapter where he was made at.
Yeah.
But again, that is not so. Our organizations are for community service, for us uplifting our community, the black community. Of course, we serve other communities,
Mm-hmm.
but initially we're going to hit home base first. It will
Mm-hmm.
always be about home base, which is FUBU, for us by us, bitch. That's what we're doing. We're promoting our programs.
But you
We're
don't
doing
have to be
philanthropy
a
there.
frat or a sorority to be
No,
FUBU.
you do not. You do
Yeah.
not. But because of our organizations
I know what you're saying.
lean on community service, I just need to understand how is whipping my ass, drawing blood, and like the gentleman that I follow, I can't even remember his page. All I know, they call him, well, he calls himself Uncle Chris, and that's how people refer to him. Like I told you, he was pledging a fraternity. I think it may have been Phi Beta Sigma, and he ended up suing Phi Beta Sigma, and there, he received a settlement or whatnot. But because he got his ass beat so bad, and he shows pictures of what his ass looked like from taking wood, which, you take too much
Yeah.
of it, it's like
Yeah.
your ass becomes raw, it bleeds, it's cracked,
Shafts and
it is
everything.
chafed,
Chafed. I'm
and
sorry. I
then
said.
as well, it's chapped, chafed, the same damn thing. But you take so much heat. Y'all know, like when you have a sore and it's healing, and if you don't let it heal, and let's say
Well,
you
if the
fall on
constant
it
keep
again,
hitting it, yeah.
yeah, the only time it really gets to heal is
Like they could
when they're
honestly
done
could
with
have
you.
got an infection from that.
Well, yeah, his ass definitely got an infection. I'm quite sure because there were pink and red and black pieces. All,
Ooh,
yes, pink, red, and black.
Lord Jesus.
So I'm just saying. So he had several surgeries
Mm.
because. So tell me this. You my brother, and I gotta go have a surgery because you beat my ass that bad. And then there was, okay. So the news down in Louisiana that have been covering Caleb. I gotta pause.